7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
Hello, welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. I am Belis Quetta, and thanks for joining us today. Now, the news making the rounds, Lagos reacts to controversy over EndSARS panel report. Kenyans react to new law targeting secret lovers. State of emergency declared after Canada storm. Federal government raises power tariff. December begins free meter purchase. And on sports, Eagles promise better outing at AFCON. Stay with us as the details of this news comes after the short timeout. Welcome back. Now the news in full. Lagos government awards university scholarship to best 2020 WASSCE students. Lagos State Governor Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu has approved awards of university scholarships to 2 exceptional students, Ms. Favor Abiodun and Master Taiwo Solana, for emerging best students with 8 A1s and 7 A1s. Respectively, in the 2020 West African Senior Secondary Certificate examinations. And the state government also received students who emerged champions at various national and international science competitions. Abiodun emerged the best student in the senior secondary school, the SSS, with 8 A1s to study medicine, while Solana emerged best student in the same examination to study engineering. And the state's Commissioner for Education, Mrs. Folashade Adefisayo, disclosed these while presenting the awards to winners of the competitions at an event held in Alausa, Ikeja. Adefisayo said the present administration in the state, led by Governor Sanwo-Olu, had given priority attention to the education sector. Adefisayo appreciated Governor Sanwo-Olu for approving scholarships for the 2 students, stressing that his passion of continuous provision of school infrastructure is responsible for the academic successes of all the students in the state. And while congratulating the students, the commissioner urged them to remain focused, avoid the distractions, and remain committed to their studies. She also encouraged parents not to relent in their efforts in monitoring these children, guiding them, and providing enough time and love for them. And now moving forward to another news, Lagos reacts to controversy over EndSARS panel reports. The Lagos State government has reacted to the controversy that greeted the leaked report of the Judicial Panel of Inquiry on Restitution for victims of the SARS-related abuses and other matters. In a statement by the Lagos Commissioner of Information and Strategy, Benga Omotosho, the state government said it had good intentions for setting up the panel. And the panel had said at least 9 persons were confirmed dead at the Lekki Toll Plaza on the night soldiers stormed there to disperse the EndSARS protesters on October 20th, 2020. And the Justice Doris Akunwobi's led panel made this known in its report submitted to the Lagos State government. According to the report, 9 protesters were confirmed dead, while 4 were presumed dead. The panel listed 48 names as casualties of the incidents. Among the 48 persons, about 20 sustained gunshot injuries, while 13 others were assaulted by the military. And the report negates the consistent claims by the federal government that there was no massacre at the toll gate, a focal gathering point during the last year's nationwide demonstrations against extrajudicial killings and police brutality by operatives of the now defunct Special Anti-Robbery Squad of the Nigerian Police Force. And it found that the firing of the live bullets by the army at genuine protesters resulted in grievous injuries and the loss of lives of the protesters. And therefore, furthermore, the panel recommended disciplinary actions to the following officers: Lieutenant Colonel S.O. Bello and Major General Godwin Umelo, who refused to honor the summons of the panel in order to frustrate the investigation. In another development, reps passed bill to make free health care for children compulsory. The House of Representatives has passed for second reading a bill seeking to make it compulsory for the federal government to provide the free health care services for children in Nigeria. And leading the debate on the bill at the plenary on Wednesday, Kauje stated that children's health needs were significantly different from those of adults, and the lawmaker also stated that if health problems are not identified and treated, they can affect a child's cognitive, physical, behavioral, and emotional development, stressing that with the federal government's healthcare initiative Save 1 Million Lives, it is important to make free medical services for children in Nigeria. And Kauje noted that when the free health care services delivery to children in Nigeria, the bill was passed into law, it will ensure that all healthcare services delivered to children were for free. And now on news coming from around Africa, 14 shot dead in Sudan protests, says doctors. Doctors in Sudan say that 14 people have been shot dead by security forces as thousands took to the streets to protest against the recent military takeover. Activists had called for mass demonstrations to mark the day when a civilian was supposed to assume the leadership of the governing sovereign council. The man who led last month's coup, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, dismissed the government, arrested dozens of politicians, and named himself the head of the new sovereign council. And there is growing evidence of just how brutal the Sudanese security forces have been. And doctors in the capital, Khartoum, said tear gas has been fired inside hospital buildings and soldiers have prevented some of the wounded from being treated. Many arrests have taken place in neighborhoods where the electricity had been switched off. General Burhan and his colleagues were who seized power and determined to stop anti-military protests from gaining any momentum. They are also undergoing much of the progress that has been achieved after Omar al-Bashir was toppled. And his allies are taking back some power and returning the country to the kind of dictatorship that the vast majority of Sudanese hope had been dismantled forever. And now moving forward, still around Africa, Kenyans react to new law targeting secret lovers. Kenyans online have welcomed the signing of a new bill that exempts secret lovers from inheriting wealth in the event of their partner's death. And the bill, sponsored by MP Peter Kaluma, only allows children seared by their deceased to get a share of the wealth, but locks out partners who are not legally married. Mr. Kaluma, while reacting to the signing of the bill into law, he said slave queens who have been pirating on families' properties also stand barred. And Kenyans online celebrated the signing of the law with Twitter saying that will be more traps in unions. And I'll go on a very short break, and when we come back, we get more news updates from the foreign scene. Stay with us and don't go anywhere.
What business are you planning to showcase to the world? That which will satisfy the need of humanity? Of course, with Celebration TV, it will get the desired reciprocation you long for. We are committed to giving your business and services that quality touch of class, and you will be happy you made the right choice by placing that investment of yours on the right platform. Without delay, you can call on this number for your advert placement, partnership, or sponsorship of our programs. Celebration Television, your best bet.
Welcome back. Now on the news from the foreign scene. State of emergency declared after Canada storm. A state of emergency has been declared in the Canadian western province of British Columbia after a major storm cut road and rail links in the region. The Canadian Armed Force are being deployed to help thousands of stranded residents who have been trapped since the storm hit overnight on Sunday. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau pledged assistance during a visit to Washington, D.C. and said troops would help rebuild. One woman was killed in a landslide and 2 people are missing. Thousands remain evacuated after an atmospheric river and a long strip of moisture in the air that transports water from tropical areas towards the poles dumped the region's monthly rainfall average in 24 hours. And officials in the region have attributed the natural disaster to the effect of climate change. And in more news unfolding, second jobs roll, the MPs back government plans to curb second jobs. MPs have backed government plans to prevent them taking on certain jobs in addition to their work in Parliament. Boris Johnson made a surprise announcement on the proposals on Tuesday amid sleaze allegations about consecutive MPs. And the Labour has been calling for a ban for some time and tried to get MPs to back its plan, which it said was tougher. But the government ordered its MPs to vote against the party's motion, defeating it by 51 votes. And under the government's plan, any outside role, paid or unpaid, should be within reasonable limits and not stop MPs fully serving their constituents. And this is yet to be defined, but International Trade Secretary Anne-Marie Trevelyan has suggested 15 hours a week as a reasonable limit. In a statement after the vote, the government said MPs have backed updating the code of conduct for the MPs. But Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer said the government had provided warm words instead of a plan of action. And now, right about now, onto business news. Federal government raises power tariffs in December and begins free meter purchase. Power consumers nationwide may start to pay more for electricity following plans by the federal government to carry out a review on power tariff. And this came as the federal government said on Wednesday that it had commenced the procurement of 4 million meters meant to be distributed free of charge to unmetered power users nationwide. It also puts the number of unmetered electricity consumers in Nigeria at about 8 million, adding that over 860,000 meters were distributed for free to power users under Phase 0 of the National Mass Metering Program. On the 4 million free meters being procured, the Deputy General or Manager Consumer Affairs of the NERC, Shitu Shaibu, described it as a phase 1 of the NMMP, which had commenced. And he explained that the mass metering intervention was not free as such because the government was giving out loans for the provision of these meters to Nigerians. And Shaibu said the power distribution companies will be part of the loans as well to refund it over a period of 10 years at a very reasonable rate through the Central Bank of Nigeria. On plans for tariff reviews, the NERC, in a notice on the review of transmission loss factor in multi-year tariff order, informed the general public and industry stakeholders of the Commission's intention to commence 2 key reviews. And now still on business news, stock market lost 49 billion naira as 24 firms decline. The equity markets of the Nigerian Exchange Limited declined by 49.21 billion naira at the end of the trading on Wednesday as 24 firms saw their shares prices fall. And market activities was negative as the total volume of shares exchanged fell to 264.79 million units valued at 6.08 billion naira in 4,230 deals from 423.83 million units worth 11.65 billion naira in 4,181 deals on Tuesday. And FBN Holdings PSC emerged as the most traded stock by volumes as it accounted for 25.91% of the total volume of shares traded, while Nestle Nigeria PLC was the most traded stock by value, accounting for 48.85% of the total value of trades on Wednesday. At the end of trading on the floor of the NGX, the market sentiments as measured by the market breadth was negative, and 14 companies appreciated in share prices compared to 24 losers. And sectorial performances titled negative as the insurance, oil and gas, consumer goods and banking indices depreciated while the industrial sector rose. We'll go on another short break right now. When we come back, we get more news from the world of sports. Stay with us.
What business are you planning to showcase to the world? That which will satisfy the need of humanity? Of course, with Celebration TV, it will get the desired reciprocation you long for. We are committed to giving your business and services that quality touch of class, and you will be happy you made the right choice by placing that investment of yours on the right platform. Without delay, you can call on this number for your advert placement, partnership, or sponsorship of our programs. Celebration Television, your best bet.
Welcome back, and now on sports news. Eagles promise a better outing at AFCON. Super Eagles stars have promised their fans a better performance at the forthcoming 2022 African Cup of Nations at the Qatar 2022 World Cup qualifying playoffs after a poor display against Cape Verde on Tuesday in a 2022 World Cup qualifier in Lagos. And the Eagles labored to a 1-1 draw in their final Group C clash against the Blue Sharks, which earned the three-time African champions a spot in the final playoffs next March. Alaniaspor defender Chidozie Awaziem, who starred in the drab encounter, said they will improve their game. Victor Osimhen, who was voted the man of the match for his outstanding display in the encounter, said the win was important and that's the first step. And the Napoli striker who scored the Eagles' only goal also assured the nervy fans at the Teslim Balogun Stadium on Tuesday that they will qualify for the Qatar 2022 World Cup. And the Eagles will know their playoffs opponents for the 2022 World Cup on December 18. Gernot Roy's side is one of the top 5 seeded teams on the continent alongside Senegal, Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia. And the Eagles could draw any of the 5 teams who are not seeded. And now, lastly, on the news desk today and also on sports news, Ngora and Achiawa to miss the Tigers World Cup qualifiers. A host of the Tigers NBA stars, including Jordan Ngora and Precious Achiawa, are set to miss the country's first window of the FIBA 2023 World Cup qualifier set to hold in the Benguela, Angola from November 26 to 28. And the World Cup is set to be held in Indonesia, Japan, and the Philippines from August 25th to September 10th, 2023. And Nigeria's roster to the 2020 Olympics in Japan earlier this year had a total of 8 players featuring in the NBA. It is unlikely the franchise club will also play to travel for the qualifiers as the 2021-2022 NBA season heats up, while the players are also fighting for increased minutes on the team's roster. It is also yet to be seen if the head coach of the team, Mike Brown, will be available for the squad. And the Golden State Warrior assistant head coach is currently helping Steve Kerr oversee the team, who currently has the best results in the NBA this season. And Nigeria are in Group A along with Cape Verde, Mali, and Uganda, with their first game billed to hold on November 26 against Cape Verde before they will face Mali on November 27 and Uganda on November 28. And that's the size of the news for us today on Celebration Television News Desk. But if you're just joining us right now, here is a recap of the news making the rounds. Lagos reacts to controversy over EndSARS panel report. Kenyans react to a new law targeting secret lovers. State of emergency declared after Canada storm. Federal government raises power tariffs in December and begins free meter purchase. Eagles promise a better outing at the AFCON. And today on our photo of the day, we can see this picture of a man who is saying bravo to someone and clapping for the person. But this is just to tell us that work for a cause and not for applause. Don't work because you want approval or accreditation or you want people to clap for you, but work because you have a cause to set and to follow. So tell us your thoughts on the photo of the day today on our different social media platforms. On Facebook, we are Celebration TV. On Instagram, we are My Celebration TV. On Twitter, it's at My Celebration TV. And on YouTube, it is Celebration TV. Never you forget that your positive contribution to the wellness of the society you find yourself in or the organization you work in defines your leadership might. And as an individual who knows what to do and do without expecting to be pushed, has backed his ways to success. And be it known today that everything we do, think, feel, and believe either have a positive or negative effect on humanity and our national well-being. So be a part of nation building today. Thanks for watching the news on Celebration Television News Desk. I am Benny Squetta. Thank you and have a nice day.
To 15.7 trillion naira by the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosun,